And so here's the old 67 Plymouth Belvedere. It didn't look like this when it started, but figured I'd give you guys a little walk around tour. My wife bought me this car as a surprise when I was doing some traveling for sales. I came home and it was in the driveway. She surprised me with it. It was a bit of a project, although it could drive. It was in pretty rough shape. I sourced the doors and the fenders. They come all the way from New Mexico. There's basically no filler, Bondo, nothing. It's pretty solid. All the original metal lip all the way around the door. And you can see it all the way along the bottom. Solid quarter on this side. I had to do some work on this fin area, so I patched that, blended it in. The top, this is the way it came. It's pretty good shape. And the interior, I put a new carpet, but the seat covers were already done, so I was lucky there. And this car used to be bright yellow, and decided to paint it, put some Craigers on it. Always wanted a car with Craigers. Just think they look good. And I had to do the motor, so I had a company out of Dartmouth, Nova Scotia, build a little 318 for me, put a comp cam in it, and they just did the block and gave it to me ready to dress up and drop in the car. So nice little 318. I recently just upgraded the power steering pump bracket, I should say, in order to fit this new water pump. The older motor that was in this was considered the poly engine, the 318 poly. This is the LA block, so it's the newer one that you can still find in late model vehicles, in some cases, some trucks from the 2000s. Put a Champion radiator in it because it had some overheating problems, and part of that is because we put this engine in, kept the old rad, kept the old water pump, but it actually, the outlet from the rad was on the driver's side instead of the passenger side, so it required us to have the old setup in order to match those brackets, or those hoses. So anyway, updated it, and now it's running cool so far, knock on wood. As far as the passenger side goes, it's in pretty good shape as well. The fenders, again, came out from New Mexico. There's literally no Bondo anywhere, so it's pretty solid. Same with the passenger door. I think they were like a dark blue when I got them. And again, this is where you can tell if any of this is rotted. Came from a dry climate if it's not, so, which is the case here. Had to make the door cards just with some thin wood and wrapped with some pleather, because the original door cards cost, like the Reman ones are like $400 Canadian, and I gotta stick within a budget. Can't be going too crazy. I'm trying to just pick away at it over the years. So Craigers, rims and tires again, one of my favorite. But this side here was really something. I ended up doing the quarter, so there's a seam right about here, which you can't see, which is good because I'm not a body guy, so just a at-home do-it-yourselfer. And I was able to pull that off. The quarters, I think they call them half quarters. It only came over to like here on the back. So from here rearward, I had to hand fabricate a panel. and then blend it in. So got the old-fashioned hammer and anvil, and started beating away on the sheet metal until I got it in the form that I wanted, and then I glued it in. A buddy of mine worked at a auto body shop, and I was looking to get it welded in, and he said, well, you use the 2-part epoxy. That's what we use on all modern cars. So I did, and it worked out pretty good. So anyway, so that's my little project. I say it's still a project because anybody who knows classic cars, they're never finished. I have to get the bumpers chromed. That'll be the next thing. They're pretty pitted, so I sanded them and just did a nice gray, silvery kind of color, just to get by. This almost looks like a, I don't know, an aluminum, kind of like the grill. That's what I thought it would match. It doesn't look bad, but it really should be chromed so that kind of pops with the Kragers. And yeah, that's it. It runs pretty good. Top works, everything works in it. Oh, the other thing I did was I actually built a console for the center. You need your cup holders, so just to go in here, I built this console. I'll move this little bear out of the way. So this is the cup holders, and obviously we did a party one time, so we got that. For CDs, not that you're going to have CDs now, but it does have the auxiliary cord location plug-in, and it also is a good old 90s removable face deck, I think, something like that. I don't remember how to use it. There we go. And so that just comes off, and you go into the mall so nobody steals your system. You get the little flashing red light warning you. Yeah, like that matters. Anyway, just made that up with plywood, wrapped it in carpet, did the chrome trim around it, and then I added some additional lights. We didn't have much lighting up in the driver's side, or the front, I should say, driver and passenger. So those lights are Canadian Tire license plate lights, and they work good. As far as the gauges go, the gas gauge and the temp gauge both were replaced with an electronic version that fits in right in. And I also painted the silver back onto it again. It's supposed to be on there. I didn't do it around the glove box yet. You can see what it looked like. So it's there, but it's really worn out. So I gotta do that to the side as well. But yeah, that's it. That is it. That's the 67. And work in progress. Last week, I think it was, I did the transmission pan gasket and filter. So that's done. There was a little dripping on the floor. So that's gone. So it's all good now. And yeah, we're pretty solid. I'll show you guys underneath here, and then before I end this video, just to give you an idea. Just, you know, it's got some pretty good metal under here as well. So we're not rotted out or anything. Beefy leaf springs, and the exhaust could probably stand to be upgraded. Doesn't leak or anything, but just a little bit rusty. So, and that's it. So that's the project in the making. Good 12 years worth, I believe. Anybody interested in seeing it being built all the way through, you can go on www.canadianbelvedere.blogspot.com, and you'll see what I started with. So, till next time, we'll get some more videos going, and I'll bring you guys along for the ride. See you then.